Hey, it's Dan McDonald here, Life Regenerator on YouTube. I got a request for a juice recipe to detoxify the liver and the gallbladder. Before I get started, I wanted to thank everyone who purchased Thriving in a Dying World, How to Achieve True Health in a World of Confusion, Deception, and Misinformation. Today is the last day to get Thriving in a Dying World. So go pick that up right now so you don't miss the sale price. Thank you everyone who purchased that, and really thanks everyone for all of the feedback, particularly the constructive criticism, so that I can continue to grow and learn and do a better job for you. It's very important for me to do that. So thank you so much. I'm making some juice for my friend. So check this out. We're going to talk about the liver and the gallbladder. Today I've got a juice recipe. Let me tell you what it is. Get the juicer started. We got 4 apples, 2 large beets, or 3 or 4 smaller ones. I've got a little bit of turmeric here, which is anti-inflammatory for the liver and the gallbladder. And then I've got some ginger here, which I put ginger in everything. Ginger and turmeric are medicine. And so it's like you can't have too much of either one of those. Okay? And then I've got a lemon, which is also good for the liver. Then I've got a bundle of dandelion greens. So go heavy on the dandelion, because you know the dandelion greens are the #1 detoxifying herb for the liver and the gallbladder. And number 6 is the celery, a whole bundle of celery. So let's just get started on this thing. Apples are one of the best foods for humans to keep your gut clean, to keep your liver clear. It's got these amazing acids in them, malic acid to be exact, which keeps the bile soft. Once the bile begins to harden, which happens because of the fried oils, the hydrogenated oils are going to clog you up. The trans fats, those are like plastic. And that's why, that's one of the 5 million reasons to avoid processed food. If that's the rest of my job for the rest of my life, I'd be okay with that, because it'll save more lives than anything. Hey, it's Dan McDonald. I've been saying the same thing over and over again. Eat whole foods. Go to the grocery store, go to the farmer's market, or grow your own, better yet, or support the local farmer down the street, or go out into the woods and find berries. But go find some real, whole, natural foods. And my newest philosophy, after being on this island and growing a garden and studying the microbiology of the soil, is the dirtier the food, the better. Can you dig it? And that's one of the reasons why eating as much of your food raw as possible is good for you, because, and they're going to find this out. They're not even, they're getting closer. You can watch the research on the microbiome and you can see them moving in this direction. I've always had this kind of mind that can see the future when it comes to where science is going to go. They're going to show you that the microbes living on these foods have a profound effect on the microbiome in a beneficial way, which calibrates the human organism to the local environment. And this, my friends, is the reason why the whole world has gone insane. And I got some feedback. You should think more positive, dying world and all that stuff. Look, I went to LA, okay? I saw 2 birds in a 10-day period. 2 birds in Beverly Hills, okay? And I think they were lost. There was no insects. And I saw 1 butterfly and 1 squirrel in a 10-day period in Beverly Hills. And I counted, because in the beginning, when I got there, I said to myself, I was so used to the birds, and then when there wasn't any, I was like, that's weird, there's no birds here. And then I started looking, and I was like, wow, not a bird in the sky. And then I looked for that whole period, and I was like, wow, I saw 1 bird. Now, there was some birds in Santa Monica, but there were no birds in Beverly Hills. So the further inland you go in the LA areas and in the cities, you begin to lose that diversity. And it starts with losing the diversity in the soil. So obviously if the soil is covered over by concrete, then the little microorganisms cannot thrive there. And so the microorganisms feed the grasses and the plants, and then the plants feed the animals, and the animals eat the insects, and there's this whole web of life, which, in my estimation, maybe I'm Mr. Negative, but in my estimation and according to all the science, we are losing not only species and diversity, we're just losing the web of life. And there's a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot of chemicals falling out of the sky, which are nanoparticulate. The Wi-Fi seems to be confusing the birds and the bees and giving the bees cancer and making the birds lose their sense of direction. You know how birds, they go here and then they go back. And then there's this, rhythms of nature. And so mankind at this point has gotten to a point where all of our technology and consumerism, and I'm not blaming anyone, I'm just saying that if we are aware, we can make, if I share with you this stuff, then you can see my crazy perspective of like, I wear shirts for the videos now because a lot of people appreciate that, and I understand that. That's okay. For whatever reason, whether their nudity scares them or they get turned on looking at my chest or what, I don't know. But it's cool, I'll wear a shirt, but when this thing comes off, I take the shirt off. I just wear shorts and that's it. I don't wear shoes, I don't wear a shirt. And I go outside. Yesterday I went to the jungle, then I lay on the sand, and I'm just saying that there are many things that we can do with our lives that reconnect us back to the earth. And when we're eating those processed foods, we're going to see major issues with our liver and gallbladder. So that's the beet. Okay, we put the apple. You know that the apple's going to keep your pipes clean, okay? And it's all water soluble. And then the beet. That beet is also incredibly good to clean out the liver. So if you take this much beet juice and you have some nausea, in my opinion, as a detoxification specialist, that's a good thing. But it's also indicative that you've got some major sludge in your liver and your gallbladder. And so you can back off from the beets a little bit. But personally, if it was me, I would just add more, and I would drink it until the nausea was just gone. But that can take some time because our livers are so clogged up. What clogs up the liver? Number one, those fake fats. Number two, toxins and chemicals of all kinds. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm the one doing consultations every day, listening to how people live. Not aware that if you're not drinking organic wine, you're being exposed to massive amounts of pesticides, and you think, oh, the wine is making my brain foggy, which I don't recommend drinking at all. If you can get off all the alcohol, so much the better for your liver, your brain, and your kidneys, and exposure to a lot of different stuff. Okay, and I'll tell you why. The pesticides are in the wine, and then the pesticides are what destroys the microbiology, and the microbiology is what keeps the epithelium and all of the other protective barriers in your brain and in your gut functioning optimally. It is a very thin layer. It's almost like God or in the Mother Nature or Creator or whatever you want to call it was like, look, you have a thinner than a hair-like protective barrier, and if you start screwing up, I'm going to let you know. Well, mankind is screwing up. That's why I made Thriving in a Dying World. It's not negative. It's just that I want people to know, like, look, there's stuff going on out there that you want to know about so you can avoid it, really. Avoid it. So you learn to, like, oh, turn the Wi-Fi off, or, go, instead of, exercising and doing your jogging alongside a roadway, you say, oh, Dan's right, I should go down and do my jogging at the beach or go to the park where I'm not, when you're jogging, you're breathing deeper, and then you're jogging along all those cars and you're breathing in all that soot even deeper. You see? So little tiny things that come down to being conscious and aware can make a huge difference. Lemons, medicine, again, you can't have too many lemons. That'll clean out everything. The liver gets clogged up from too many toxins, artificial fats, cooked fats. But I know that when you go to the fast food restaurants and the pizza joints, all the restaurants, I know I sound like it's like, oh, no restaurants? I mean, what are we going to do, Dan? We're a consumer society. And I will say, that's what I think the problem is. Personally, I just love to eat at home because I want to be well. And I want to wake up tomorrow feeling good. I don't want to be like, well, just tonight we'll go out to eat. We understand what Dan is saying, so 6 nights a week we'll eat at home, which is very good. But then on that 7th night, you're like, well, let's just go out to the restaurant and wake up feeling like shit the next day. And I'm just like, hey, I got an idea. You know, that's just not my personal philosophy. So if you were asking me, I'd be like, hey, I want to do everything I can every day. So I just try to, you know, do everything today so that, because I learned through experience that tomorrow I wake up feeling better, you know? I wake up feeling good, and then I have another good day, back to back good days. Don't you want to be happy and harmonious and have a harmoniously functioning body? And so when the liver and gallbladder gets clogged up, then you have major issues, you know, because you need your liver to work because it's a detoxification organ and it detoxifies everything and it has amazing capabilities. And it's probably one of the most busiest vital organs or glands in your entire body, doing the most amount of things. But if you overwork it by overeating or overstressing or eating the wrong processed junk or fried junk and low quality oils, then you're going to have problems. Then the liver's going to get, you know, inflamed and it's going to start to turn sclerotic and it's not going to function as well, so it's not going to detoxify as well, and then the toxins are going to build up and build up and build up, and then you're going to not feel well. And then after that, you're going to have gallbladder problems. And then what happens is the doctor, not really understanding human health or the human body, only, you know, pharmaceutical medications and surgeries and fear, basically, really, that's just their training. And when you get more aware, you realize that fear doesn't heal. Fear is what causes the diseases. It's the underlying emotional precursor to all disharmony in the body, because love will keep the vibration of life flowing through you 24/7, 365. Okay? And so more fear doesn't help when fear was the underlying foundation, and that's why people are afraid or they're anxious and they eat a lot or they do drugs. And those are the things that are inimical to the high function of the liver. So we get rid of all that stuff and we face those fears and we face those emotions, and particularly anger is stored in the liver. So is your liver clogged up because you're angry, or are you angry because your liver's clogged up? Well, it's both. So it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? We work on our emotional state and we work on the detoxifying of the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies in our life. And then we deal with life in reality and we just face anything that's uncomfortable. More fear from the medical paradigm does not help. You know, that's how you got there in the first place. What you need is love. You need to love yourself, and you need to love this temple that you've been given, so you care for it because it's the only one you got. How well would you take care of your car if it was the only one you ever were going to have again? And then after that car blew up, it's not like you have to walk everywhere. It's that you don't ever get to walk again. You don't ever get to do anything ever again. How well would you take care of your car if your life depended on it? Pretty well, but do we do that? No, because we've been hypnotized to really not do that. Like self-care and self-love is really almost like subconsciously de-promoted. You know, it's like, oh, you stupid health nuts. Oh, you stupid conspiracy nuts for doing research and finding out the truth. Then they make it look like just because you've discovered the truth that you're a conspiracy nut. And that you should just go along with the narrative and do what the corporations are telling you. And that's what the vast majority of society is doing right now. Yet, logically, you would think, oh, these corporations, their main intention is to create profits for their shareholders. What if their product or service is not really beneficial to my life? Then I would want to eliminate that product or service from my life, would I not? And yet we've been so inundated with commercials and the hypnosis of social conditioning and propaganda from every angle, and that's why I made Thriving in a Dying World. That's what it really comes down to, is that, you know, the corporations, the industries, the institutions, they're not promoting your health. They're not thinking about you. They're protecting corporate interests. And the vast majority of mankind goes right along with it and defends all of their products and all of their services and says something about like balance or whatever, you know? But sometimes in this world, it can take extreme measures to get yourself back on track. The last thing I was going to mention, I could go on forever talking about this stuff because I do consults every day, so I know what's going on, what people aren't aware of. So just these little tips on this video can make you aware of what's going on, so you can put yourself first. You can take care of your temple and live as a healthy cell in the human body so that you're not sick. So the liver and the gallbladder juice here, that is going to keep you cleaned out. And so I was going to say, if they cut your gallbladder out, because I know you're sitting around here waiting, if they've cut your gallbladder out, I recommend the Pyrazyme, 5 of these before your meal and 5 after, so that you can at least get some of the alkalinizing effects and break down some of the fat. The gallbladder emulsifies fats and neutralizes stomach acidity, so you need your gallbladder. So if you have a gallbladder problem, there are ways to clean it out. If you're really desperate, you know, you can get a hold of me for a consultation, but just do the detoxification work. The body detoxifies itself, but in this day and age, and when you've gone too far, get yourself cleaned up. I mean, get yourself sober. Do the best you can to get off all of the drugs that are toxic and overloading your liver. The drinking, the drugs, the bad food, and get into a lifestyle of health, fitness, self-care, self-love. Spend your money on massages, you know what I mean? Go get a foot massage. Go out into nature and relax. You know, go camping. You know what I'm saying? Reconnect with the earth, because that's our biggest disease right now, is our lack of connection to the earth, observation of her ways, and then we see, oh, I am nature. I should emulate this flow of nature so that I can be healthy. And that means sleep patterns, eating, just plain simple basic stuff. This is basically like a therapy for the modern world right now. You know what I'm saying? So we're using these this is a technology. This is a supplement. Okay? So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking care of yourself. Thank you everyone for purchasing Thriving in a Dying World. The sale ends today, and then it goes back up to regular price. I'm going to make some more of those online classes, and due to your constructive criticism, I am going to implement a lot of what was shared into the next product, and I'm just going to continue to improve them. So thank you very much. Like I said, you know, perfection is the enemy of the good, and I try too hard to make everything perfect, and I never launch anything. So it's because everything I do has never been good enough for me, but that's okay. I'm going to keep doing better and better and better, and having those high standards. But I'm gonna just still push ahead, do it, release it, and and then I'll get the constructive feedback, and I'll continue to be able to, you'll help me to grow, okay? So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. I'm gonna be putting this into a large jar for my friend. She's detoxifying. Let me show you something else real quick. Here's the bonus. This is her detox package. I'll show you what it is. Oops. Check this out. This is like the ultimate detox package. I'm gonna take a picture for Instagram too. Move this out of the way so we can do it for real. And I'll tell you what these juices are. Let's do we're gonna do our little Instagram post. Cause these juices, baby, my friend, she ain't no dummy. I wish I had that red one in the jar. Add a little bit of coconut. That is nice and dark and dank. I might have to juice something else to get that baby to the top, but I got a little bit of something here that I save. I always do this if I don't quite top it off. I'll bring in coconut water. Yeah, there we go. Now that's perfect. Now I've got a heck of a great Instagram shot here. Let me tell you what these juices are. Oh, that's cool. I should start another video real quick. So this is orange, turmeric, ginger, and coconut water. This one is celery, cucumber, apple, and lemon. And this one is carrot, apple, ginger. And this one is celery, cucumber, cilantro, and dill and lemon. And this one is the one we just made, is the apple, beet, dandelion, lemon, ginger, turmeric, celery. And this one is the same as this, which is the apple, celery, cucumber, celery, dill, cilantro, and lemon. So there you go. That's all for her detoxification protocol. And so, yeah, thank you. Maybe we can, I'm going to take this and make I'm going to get this as a video still. So anyways, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll be making some more soups for you and everything else too. DT, I'm here to serve.